Hi, my name is Sebastian. I'm from Star Wars on Direct from Montreal, Canada. Good to meet you, Nika. Nice
Hey,
to.
Sebastian, great to meet you.
So, you are a seasoned veteran of voice acting and other such incredible project,
Yeah.
um, and you're coming back to us to revisit Asajj Ventress.
Woohoo.
So, how does it feel to jump back into such an incredible character? How were you expecting it?
I was definitely not expecting it because I think there was like something like 11 years in between. So I was definitely not expecting it. And I would say it felt very similar to when I first got the role and it changed my life. I was like, yes, baby, she's back. I'm so excited because I kind of felt like at the end of her ride, we never got to finish her story or even continue on with the story where we had just started to kind of like touch the surface of who she was as a being.
And Star Wars being Star Wars, it is a story of redemption. And in Tales of the Underworld, we actually begin to touch into Asajj Ventress' redemption into the Force, I want to say,
Yes.
without giving too much away.
Yeah.
How was it to like play a character so differently?
Well, like I said, I kind of felt like at the end of her ride in Clone Wars, we had started to touch upon this part of her that actually has a heart, that she's not all darkness and that there seemed to be like all these moments where she had some sort of compassion, and or she'd find someone that she wanted to save or help and I feel like this is the beginning of that. She's in this long stretch of time, I imagine she's been by herself, a lone wolf, doing what she has to do with no sort of emotion about it because she's got a job, she's a bounty hunter. All the other emotional stuff that she was so connected to, whether it was good or bad in her past, now she's just kind of like walking the desert alone, And what happens in this little snippet, I think, is a big part of who she is. Um, that she is ultimately there is this caretaking part of her, and
Hmm.
that she's not just like one layer of badness or anger or not everything isn't about the word you used is like redemption. I think is like a really good word, although I don't think she ever thinks of it like that. I think she goes into these situations and like this story that we're going to see without trying to do it, without trying to be a good guy. But there's some part of her that can't help herself. Um,
Right.
and so I think that it's like really cool that we get to see this part of her because I don't think she fights it in herself. I think that she just, um, would rather always stay the lone wolf because she's had so much pain in her life and so many people have like screwed her. So
Yep.
I don't think she wants to get too close. Obviously, we know from like the book and stuff that she's capable of falling in love, which is very shocking. So I think that also could be a part of like what's happening to her is that like, oh my gosh, I can have these feelings, you know?
All right. So, two quick yes or no question, and then
Okay.
we'll finish this interview. Um, Reunion with Quinlan in the future. Would you like to see it happen?
Well, of course, darling, I love him.
Ah. And would you also love to see
He's got great hair,
Asajj?
you know?
Yeah, doesn't he, right? Would you like to see Asajj come into live action for in the future?
Well, I mean, I would love it if I was in the live. No, no, of course I would. I mean, she's such a great character that, like, I mean, how could you not make her live? But, or I would love, if there was never live, that I would love her story to just continue on where I got to play her.
That
So
would be
I'm a
awesome.
little selfish. I feel like she is me and I am her, and she is mine.
Hey, we
I mean,
we
who
would
wouldn't,
love
right?
Dave. Listen to this. We would love to see her on the big screen.
Yes, yes,
So,
Dave.
So just let's prove it. Let's prove him how much we would like to see you. If you could leave us with a Ventress style farewell, preferably with a little sass, we'd be really honored.
Oh, but I was going to say one of her favorite lines, which is, I'm not much of a talker. Goodbye, farewell, and may the force be with you.
And may the force be with you. Thank you so very much for being with us, and we will talk to you soon in the future, hopefully.
Yeah. Nice talking with you. Bye.
Bye bye. Et voilà, c'était notre entrevue avec Nika Futterman qui va interpréter la voix, encore une fois, d'Asajj Ventress dans la série Tales of the Underworld. Alors, cette série rejoint une vaste collection de séries Star Wars sur Disney+, et ce, dès le 4 mai. Donc, ne manquez pas ça. Une incroyable série qui va suivre Asajj Ventress et Cad Bane à travers de nouvelles aventures. Donc, c'est un rendez-vous le 4 mai sur Disney+, pour Star Wars, Tales of the Underworld. Et pour Star Wars en direct, c'était Sébastien qui vous dit que la force soit avec vous.